Now in this video we're going to be looking at solving some more simple linear equations. However, in this case it's a bit different. We have the variable, the x, the letter that we're trying to find. It's in the denominator. Usually it's up here in the numerator, as I have here on my right hand side in this equation, but now it's in the denominator. It's pretty more interesting, so let's look at it. Now here we have a 3 upon 8, so let's just rewrite that quickly. Oops. Yes, we have a 3 upon 8, 3 upon 8 minus 1/3 of x plus 6, and that is equal to 1 upon 6 of x. All right, now basically if you notice what we have a fraction here in 3 upon 8, we have another fraction 1 upon 3x plus 6, which is equal to another fraction 1 upon 6x. So when given fraction, when you have a fractional equation working with, it is always advised to turn everything into a fraction. So if you notice what I just did, turn 6 into a fraction by putting it over 1. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to find the LCD, the lowest common denominator. All right, and I'm going to divide through by my LCD, which is the lowest common denominator, to get rid of the fraction, so I can have a simple linear working with, something more like in part B over here. Okay, now let's do that. Let's find a number that 8, 3, 1 and 6 can go into without leaving a remainder, and that must be the lowest multiple of these numbers. All right, the smallest multiple. So that's what I mean by the LCD. And 8, 3, 1 and 6 can go into 24. Okay, however, it's not, we can't stop there, because if you notice in this case we have a letter x down there, so x is also common to the denominator, so we have to put a x there. All right, so our LCD in this case is 24x. Now what I'm simply going to do is to divide through by my LCD. So 8 into 24 goes 3 times, so I'll have a 3, but I have an x here also, so I have a 3x. all right, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply my numerator, which is the 3, times the 3x that I have left over. Okay, hope you're seeing that. The 8 went into 24 3 times, plus the x that we have there, so we're multiplying the 3 up top by the 3x, minus 3 into 24 goes 8 times. All right, and x will cancel x, so we'll have a 8 times my numerator, which is the 1 up there, plus 1 into 24x goes 24x times, so I'm going to say 6 times 24x. okay, and this is equal to 6 into 24 goes 4 times, and x will cancel x, so I'll have 4 ones will give me a 4. all right, hope that was useful. Now let's simplify this equation. We have 3 3's will give me a 9x, so from that I'll get a 9x minus 8 ones will give me a 8, plus 6 times 24, that will give me a 144x. okay, 144x, and that must be equal to 4. Now if you notice, I have some like terms here I can simply group. I have a 9x plus a 144x, so let's just group those quickly. So I have a 9x there plus my 144x, and I have a minus 8 there, minus 8, and all of that must be equal to 4. Now 9 plus 144, that will give us a 153. So here, my friends, I'll have a 153x is equal to, and simply if you notice, I have a negative 8 here, and let's just do that. Let me not skip any steps. I have a negative 8, so what I have to do, I'm going to have to bring this 8 to the other side. All right, so I am going to have to add 8 to both sides to remove this 8, so plus 8, and that is equal to 4 plus 8. all right, so a positive 8 will cancel out with a negative 8. Hope you're seeing that right there when I remove my 8 onto that side. So I will now have a 153x is equal to 4 plus 8. That will give me a 12. So let's simply now just divide through. Since 153 is multiplying the x, we have to get rid of that. So we're going to do that by dividing through by 153. So I'm going to divide both sides by 153. 153 will cancel out with 153. Therefore, let's take it over here. Therefore, x must be equal to 12 upon 153. And that will be our answer. However, if you would like, this can be simplified. If you notice, well, just by using the divisible rule of 3, if you add 1 plus 2 in the numerator, the 12, 1 plus 2, you'll get a 3. So obviously 12 is divisible by 3. And if you should do the same thing, 1 plus 5 is 6 in the denominator. This one here plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 is divisible by 3. So obviously 12 and 153, these two numbers are divisible by 3. So basically you could say 3 into 12 goes 4 times. 3 into 153 goes 51 times. Okay, and you can always check that on your calculator. So our final answer here would be x is equal to 4 upon 51. Okay, hope that was useful. Feel free to ask a question if you're still not sure, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. However, in part B here, let's just look at this quickly. Here I have a 5x minus 3. So I'm going to take all the x's to the left-hand side and all the numbers to the right-hand side. So let's move the, well, since the 12 is positive over here, I'll move the 5x first to my right-hand side. Okay, so I'll have a 5x minus 5x. Because it is positive, so when I'm moving it, I have to do the opposite of addition. Minus 3 is equal to 12x, and I minus 5x a while ago, so I need to do that on that side also. 5x plus my 11. Okay, so we all know now that a positive will cancel out with a negative 5x, so my x's are gone, so I'm left with a negative 3 is equal to 12 minus 5. That will leave us with a 7x. All right. Now here I have a positive 11 there, so I need to take my positive 11 to the left hand side, taking all the numbers over here, leaving the variable over there. Okay, so I'm going to have to subtract 11 from both sides. So I have a negative 3 is equal to 7x, okay, plus 11, and I'm going to have to subtract 11. So since I've subtracted 11 from this side, I'm going to have to subtract 11 from this side also. What you do to one side, you must do to the other side. Now, when the signs are the same, you can add the numbers and keep the sign. So 11 plus 3, that will give us a 14, so, but that's a negative 14, okay? And that is equal to 7x. All right, and 11, positive 11 and negative 11 will cancel out, so that's gone. So here I have a 7 times x, so I can simply divide through, because that's the opposite of multiplication. So I'm dividing through by 7, divide through by 7. So I'll have here now for my answer, 7 into itself goes once, and 7 will cancel 7 there. So I have 7 into itself again goes once, and 7 into 14 goes 2 times. But if you notice, I'm using a negative number to divide a positive number. So a negative divided by a positive will give us a negative, and our answer was 2. And that is equal to x. Okay, so that's pretty much our answer. I hope that this was useful. As I've said before, feel free to ask a question if you're still not sure, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Bye-bye.